guys, I'm back. I know you missed me. Actually, you probably didn't even notice I was gone, but that is okay. I'm just here to tell you that I quit reefing. No, but really, I did actually quit the hobby for the past few months. What happened was a bunch of really bad personal issues arose in my life. I just kept looking at this tank after it crashed, and any coral that was left was totally unhappy and totally partially dead, and everything was out of whack, and I already lost all of my favorite corals, and it was just like so sad. And it was just so sad looking at my tank. I did not want anything to do with it. Maintenance was like just made me depressed. And on top of like all the other depressive crap that was going on in my life, like at the time, it was just suffocating. So I had to take a big step away from social media, from the hobby itself, because it was becoming a huge chore for me. And the last thing I want is for this hobby to be a chore. At the sake of not quitting forever, I took a little bit of a hiatus, but I am back now. I'm back. Any kind of corals that I had after the crash during this hiatus, I got rid of. I either gave to my friends or gave most of them to my mom. So right now we're starting off on a brand new leaf, a brand new tank to work with, a new plan, a new design, a new everything, a new leaf. A new leaf for the Queen of Reef, guys. A new leaf for the Queen of Reef. We're starting over fresh. But hey, this is a good thing, y'all. This is a
new leaf for the Queen of Reef.
So I guess in this video, I'm just gonna give you a little tour of this empty abyss and kind of talk about some of the problems I've been having, because although it was completely empty, this tank was totally neglected for the past few months. I mean, I wasn't really keeping up with water changes. I didn't test my water in months. And honestly, that's really why I got rid of everything that lived after the crash, because I was like, I'm not doing all of that. But now we're gonna start doing all of that. So I wanna go over my plan of action for revamping things into the condition they should be and kind of discuss some of the issues that I'm having. Yeah, let's do this. This tank doesn't look particularly cute or sexy right now, but I can tell you it looks far better than what it looked like when I found it. So first thing, when I, rediscovered my tank exists again, check my parameters. Parameters were surprisingly in check. And I mean, it was surprising considering I had pretty much nothing going on in here. I mean, like so few fish, no corals at all. Not surprising that, parameters weren't super whack, but everything was just like, everything was great. A little bit of high nitrate. Honestly, that didn't really concern me. Using Salifert test kits, it's like 10. It's a little high, but
a little high nitrate never hurt anybody.
However, when I looked at my tank, I had a lot of algae going on, which is probably because of the high nitrates, but could be worse. So I had a lot of green hair algae situation going on here. Green hair algae all over the sand bed. I mean, all over the freaking sand bed. And to kind of get rid of it, I did obviously like frequent large water changes as much as I could for, few weeks, but I wanted to kind of manually take out as much as I could as well. Big rookie mistake that I made was kind of scooping it up with a spoon. Terrible idea. I should have siphoned it out from the beginning, but at the time my siphon kept clogging, all sorts of silly stuff that I could have resolved. Anyway, I made the problem significantly worse because it started mixing in with the sand that I had. So now it's incredibly difficult to get out.
Queen of Reef.
So I did end up getting a better siphon and really going to town on this sand bed. And I mean, it looks a lot better than it did. I can tell you that, even though it's a lot going on here, I know. It's funny though, after I did this big giant overhaul of the sand, I realized that, hey, it's totally growing all over the back wall and I never even noticed. I mean, I got like a hairy green like back wall now, and I guess that's cool. Couldn't really see it much with the lights and stuff, like, it kind of blends in. But hey, that is my next step, is to manually remove that and kind of kind of get this algae situation under control, still doing my water changes, still trying to get those pesky nitrates and phosphates down a little bit more, trying to get a handle on that algae situation. Wasn't the only algae that I found though. Red bubble algae everywhere. Red hair. Why do I keep saying that? Red bubble algae everywhere. Not the worst algae, definitely not, but still like a little pain, a bit of a pain when it's everywhere. I mean, luckily it kind of blends in with my rock color, so I kind of get away with a lot. Still, that's something that I definitely plan on removing. Okay, so this one has really been annoying me. Another issue that I've had. So while I was taking my little hiatus from my tank, Reef Mama, my mother, my dear mother, decided she was sick of looking at an empty tank. So she put Xenia in my tank. Xenia. After I worked so hard to get rid of it.
Bam in the center of my rock work.
Oh, you know, obviously I was still neglecting my tank at this stage, so I was like, oh, I'll remove it today, I'll remove it tomorrow. Screw it, right? It ended up growing all over my display, and right now managed to get it down into reasonableness. I took a razor blade to that thing and kind of tried to get underneath the roots, but there's a certain part of my rock that is really difficult to reach, and apparently, you know, of course, that's where the Xenia prefers to stay. So I'm editing this video right now, and I realize that I call this coral an Xenia. I know it's not an Xenia. It's some weird Anthilia or something like Xenia. Okay, no, but seriously, I'm fully aware that this is the much uglier version of an Xenia, which just makes it so much worse to have in my tank. Just go with it. Although I have it much less than it was previously, it's still something that I'm battling because I don't want that thing in my tank. I mean, it's just one coral that I'm not very fond of because it grows like a weed and you just can't get rid of it. Once it's in your tank, it's there and it's not gonna go away. It's just gonna pop up all over the place, and yeah, I mean, it's not really fun. It's not a fun time. That's definitely on my next to-do list. I don't know even how to approach this though, because there are parts of it where it's growing really thick in the rock. How am I supposed to reach down there? I don't know. So if you guys have any suggestions on how I can get rid of this Xenia, please comment down below, because Lord knows I need all the help I can get removing this. In terms of everything else looks pretty decent. Parameters are fine. Everything is stable. I need new sensors for my auto top off because it's kind of been playing around. I think I fixed it though, but you know, everything else is looking great. I am quite pleased. In terms of the coral that I currently have in my tank, it's definitely not permanent. The stuff I kind of have is just kind of a temporary, I can't stare in an empty tank any longer or I'll drive myself insane type coral frags. So what I kind of added, I added a little, a dendro. So I added a little dendro there underneath the rock next to a little kind of ugly Duncan there. You know, just filling it out, making, I don't know, something out of nothing. I added a few hammers that I stole from Reef Mama. Got some, of course, lovely Xenia, like don't we all love that. Intermixed with some firework cloves that I just added those actually. Shout out to Budman's Corals for hooking those up. They've been really unhappy, and I guess it's like where I put them, and I don't know, but they're starting to open up now finally and coloring a little bit better, so we're gonna keep an eye on those and see how they go. What else did I add? I got my little, I have my jack-o'-lantern lepto that I saved from the dead, y'all. I mean, this coral was like half gone when I found it in Reef Mama's tank, and I mean, put it in my tank and it bloomed. It was really a sweet moment for me because I really do like that little thing. That's gonna definitely stay there for the time being. What else do I have on my sand bed? I have some zoas and some pallies, some purple eater pallies, and random zoas that I don't even know what they are. Just chilling for now. I don't really know exactly what I'm going to do with them yet. So they're just temporarily there, they're just chilling. I put the monster bubble in here. I don't know if I ever told y'all the story of the monster bubble, but it's the coral I have hated most. Got it as an accident. Has killed so many corals. It's just so aggressive. It's so big. Nothing has ever, like anything that goes wrong in my tank, it just grows stronger. It's like this super coral that, I don't know, that thing is wild. So I put it back there almost like as a joke. I don't like that bubble coral. In terms of what I'm going to do with the tank, this is so exciting, y'all. So I finally can picture what I want to do with my coral layout in the future. Man, like it took me so long to discover, well, not discover, but to kind of think about what I wanted to do with this tank. Especially coral wise. I know the original decision with this tank before it crashed was to make it mostly, sticks and SBS, but after everything that I went through, this baby is gonna be mostly LPS. I really do like the LPS though, so I'm not even complaining. It's gonna look really cool. So my plan, y'all let me know in the comments below if I should change this or what I should do exactly, but this is kind of what I have in mind right now. So over here on the arch, I really like that negative space there. So I wanted to keep that, but I know that I want encrusting stuff on the tip. Like, in the corners going in there. Yeah. So I want to have, favias and encrusting stuff of that nature, going off on the sides and just encrusting on the tips. Beautiful, right? Some cyphastria underneath and those shadows to kind of grow underneath and ooh, it's gonna look so good. But I was thinking, man, I need something to contrast all of that because I don't want just this big old arch of just encrusting stuff. I mean, that's cool, but it wouldn't really give that effect that I like, which is contrasting different textures and, flowy corals or taller corals versus like encrusting stuff and, colors and stuff like that. So it wouldn't really give the effect I was looking for. I was racking my brains of what I could put to offset all that encrusting stuff. Guys.
Gorgonians.
I mean, come on, that's the perfect thing. Rising there in the center and then the encrusting stuff. That and some other little kind of chunky monkeys like, I'm thinking, what do you call them? Not space invaders, candy canes. So I'm thinking like candy canes and other little chunky monkeys, maybe like a leather, just a type of leather. Something to kind of offset, I don't know, give it more dimension, give it more, oomph. So that's my plan for the art. This is what I call the basin of my rock work. I don't know why, but I want to have a little torch garden thing going on there. I mean, a torch garden, cute little torch thing right there would be just sick. On top of that, in the basin, I don't know, maybe some more encrusting stuff on the bottom. Never have too much encrusting coral, I'll tell you what. On the overhanging arch here, I have decided I am going to go for an amazing zoa garden. I know, considering that I absolutely am terrified of zoas, this is a big step for me in my reefing journey. I'm pretty happy about it. We'll see how it goes though. I think in the back too, I'm gonna add some egg cans and some cute little stuff there, Definitely on these upper ledges, put some like sick chalices. I mean, cannot get enough of sick chalices. I mean, the thing I've always hated about my rock work is the kind of like shadows that I didn't intend to create, but just happened with the structure, that I made. So in those kind of darkened areas, I'm definitely gonna add some dendros and probably those cloves and stuff like that doesn't really need that much light.
Maybe more gorgonians, right?
Can't have enough gorgonians. Anyway, back ledge here, no idea. Y'all wanna let me know, pick the coral, I will place it. We got a lot of space back there. This top little flat thing. It's been racking my head trying to figure out what to do with it. Because first of all, it's so flat. I mean, what was I thinking when I designed this rockscape? I mean, what could you do with something so flat? And like, I mean, yeah, you could do torches, you could do something that moves, but still it would be all uniform, kind of, somewhat. And like, I really do love the negative space aspect of my tank. That's really important to me. But I figured it out, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna take some little pieces of rubble, going to add a little bit of
Dimension.
top flat ledge. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. I'm thinking hammers, different color hammers, little baby hammer, little hammer garden, and then some like kind of like some rubble that has like, I don't know, maybe like a space invader at the top, something to kind of, I don't know, y'all. I don't know if it'll look good, but hey, we'll see as it goes. That's pretty much all that I have planned for my rock work at this point. It's all questionable. I really don't know what I'm doing until I find the perfect coral piece. But in terms of the sand bed, I definitely want my trackies again. I love trackies. So I'm gonna put 2 trackies right here, 2 trackies, a nice big old rainbow one, and another pretty trackie would be nice. 2 trackies there, just like kind of like the old setup, because that just really like fed my soul. Is that even a term? I don't know. And of course, some good old scolies. Gotta love the scolies. Maybe like a Favia colony that's on some rock. I don't even know if people sell that, but hey, I'm gonna look for it. But yeah, that is my plan for the corals so far. I don't know. We'll see as it goes. Just gotta find stuff I like and see where it fits. Yeah. Definitely a lot of work left to do on my tank, but this is what it looks like. Happy to be back in the hobby, of course. Missed y'all, missed making these videos, missed my tank.
Missed everything.
Feels good to be back, and this is gonna be great for us, you guys. We're gonna have a brand new tank to build up, and you know, I'm gonna document the process as I build it along. It will be great, it'll be fun. New leaf for the Queen of Reef. I am really excited.
Okay.
A lot of other little exciting tidbits of videos that I'm gonna have out to you guys soon as well. Reef Mama's BioCube is miserable. Green hair algae takeover, so much mess. I'm going to be making a series where we go fix that little BioCube up and bring it to glory. I'm thinking a NEM tank. I don't know. What do you think? I really want to start meeting, you know, neighboring reefers here in Dallas and meet some cool people, get some good interviews. So we'll be trying to do that soon as well. And just, yeah, building this bad boy up, making him look sexy once again. I'm back for good, you guys. Videos, gonna try post the videos weekly as well. Try.